In my previous video, I've discussed about the HTML editors, which I recommend we should use Visual Studio Code. And today we will be discussing about the HTML basics, and which will be treating the fundamental basics of HTML. So basically, before you get started, we need two things before we can start with our HTML. So the first thing we need what we call a browser, and we have different types of browsers. We have different numerous browsers there that are free. So the first one, so we have Google Chrome, we have Mozilla Firefox, we have Microsoft Edge, we have UC browser. We have a lot of them that you can use. And the second thing we need is we need the Visual Studio Code, which I've recommended in my previous video. So now I have downloaded the two softwares that we need to get started. So this is our browser that I'm using, that's the Google Chrome, and the second here is the Visual Studio Code. Check my description below. You will see how we can download these two softwares. So now the first thing you have to do after when you have installed these two softwares, the first thing is that you have to create a folder. So let me emphasize on something. We have different ways in approaching the way we solve problem in computing. But so we have different ways that we can use. So we have different approach that we can use. But today I will just be using just only one method. But if you have another method, you can also go on with it. So the first one, and what I will be using is that the first thing you have to do is that you have to create a folder by right-clicking on your window. Then you see new. Then you click a folder. Then you now name this folder what you need to the name of the project you want to work on. And I would suggest anytime you're creating a folder, you should make sure that you are naming that folder with, and the name should be corresponding with the project that you are trying to that you are about to work on. So since this is our first, this is just like a demo, so let's just name it as let's rename it as tutorial. So I've renamed this folder. So now I've created this folder now. So the next thing you have to do now is, after when you have created this folder, you have to open your VS Code. And to do that, you can right click, or you can right click this and then click on open. That's one, and click on open. Or the next, or another method is that you can just drag this your folder and put it here inside this VS Code. After when you have dragged it, so automatically your folder will open inside this VS Code software, which it's about to open. So now my folder has been opened now inside the VS Code Studio, and now this is the VS Code. So now my VS Code has been opened. So now this is the interface you will see after when you have opened it. And then if I should click here, I supposed to have seen tutorial. So now this is the tutorial that has opened in my VS Code. Now this is the interface you see after when you have opened your VS Code. And if I should over my cursor onto here, you see the Explore tutorial. It means that my folder has been opened now. The first thing you have to create is that you have to create a file, and to do that, click on this. You'll see new file. Then rename this file as index.html. So now after you click on index.html, you see if this your icon has changed to this. So before I move on, I need to explain something. So you see that after this index, this is the default name that the browser will use to recognize your file as a web file. So now .html, so this .html is an extension. So everything that you are seeing in computer, you are seeing it with the help of extension. So now we are playing videos, we are playing MP3s, audio, we are opening a file as a PDF because of the extensions. So now, like for PDF file, it will end with .pdf, with video.mp4, audio.mp3, and so on. So now for HTML, so the file extension for HTML is what's .html. So if you name it as this .html, you see that this our logo has changed to an HTML file. So it means that now the computer can recognize our file as an HTML file. So now the first thing after when you have created this file, what you are now to do is that what you are now to start with the HTML, the fundamental basics, the rules you have to follow before you get started. And the first thing you have to do is you have to create what we call idoc type. That is by clicking on like this less than, then the less than symbol, then your exclamation mark, then I write doc type HTML. So this is the first thing you have to type. Then after then you type HTML, then the opening HTML and the closing HTML. Then after then you type eld, you type eld. Then inside this eld you now type the title tag. You see that now this is the after below this eld, you come down here and type opening tag body and then closing tag. So these things that you are seeing now, so these are the basics for HTML. This is how the first structure of your HTML document will be like. The first one, you have to declare your idoc type. The second is the HTML tag, then close the HTML, then your head tag, then close your head tag. Inside the head tag, you have to type what the title tag, and then with this your body tag. So now these are the fundamental basics for HTML. So I will explain what all these things means in my next video, but before we reach there, so let me just explain in a bit. So now this is the declaration, this is starting, so you have to declare this first as well, so that the computer will be able to recognize this as an HTML file. So now this, we are wrapping everything now inside our HTML tag. So basically you have to know that HTML syntax is made up of tags, and these are what we call tags, opening tags and the closing tags. You see that now I'm opening the HTML tag here and I'm closing it here. Likewise the head tag here, then I close the head tag here, and the title tag here and I close the title tag here. And the only difference between the opening tag and the closing tag is this of slash here. So after when you have this less than symbol, then your slash, so it means that that you have closed that particular tag. So that's also, just know that. So these are the basic HTML elements. So now this, if I should save my work with Ctrl S, so you can save with Ctrl S, and then if you can check here, so if we go back to our folder, we move back to our folder, this is our folder, and then we can see that our HTML index file has been created. So this is our HTML file. Now to preview all what you have done, if you just open it, click on this, you see now this is our this is the HTML, but here is empty. Why is it empty? Because we've not done anything. So in the next video we'll explain more and dive more on how it will be. But before we go to that, so let's just explain. Let me perform one example here. So what you have to do now, if I should write, let me write a title. That is, what is the title you want to give to your website that you are about to create? That's what it means. Now let me write HTML basics. HTML basics. Now this is my title here. Now inside my HTML head, under the title I've written HTML basic. If I should come down, if I should go back to my browser and refresh, you see that now this one has changed to, my tab here has changed to HTML basic. Now that's the title. That's how to create the title of a website. That's basically what it means. Now I've created the HTML basic. Now the title is one responsible as the title of your website. Then under your body, the body is the platform is a platform where we create all the designs that we do on the website body. For example, let me start with edit tag. Let me say H1, for example, say you are welcome. You are welcome. Sorry, you are welcome to my website. And say this, if I should save Ctrl S, don't forget to save your work before it will. Then if I should come down here and preview, you see now that this one is showing here now. So now this is what I've written, and this is the result here. If I should check here, all these tags, they are not showing. So they are the markup that we have explained. These are the what is interpreting the content outside our browser. So now the browser is one outputting all our results. So in my next video, I will get more into it, and then we'll get to know in details how the HTML work. Okay. In summary, all HTML documents must start with a document type declaration, the idoc type tag. The HTML document itself begins with the HTML tag and ends with the HTML tag. And then the visible part of the HTML document is between the body tags, the opening and closing. That is, this is the place where all the structures, the pictures, the videos, the audios, and the rest will be inserted. So in case you have any question or you have any comment below, in case you have any questions or any comments, kindly comment down below the description button. Thanks.